the hard truth about 2026 or any New Year's is that if you don't change how you eat, how you train, how you exercise, and how you stay accountable, then 2026 will look exactly like every other year in the past. Hello. Welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. Today's episode is really special to me because the New Year's is around the corner and I wanted to give you guys some really good stuff today. Okay. So here's the title for today, which is 2026 Starts With You. And here's what I would do differently if I was restarting my own fitness journey. Okay. So let me be honest with you. If I wiped the slate clean today, no muscle, no routines, no systems, no coaching or no fitness experience, and if I didn't have all of these medals behind me and I had to restart my fitness journey from zero, here's what I wouldn't do. I would not rely on motivation. I wouldn't try to figure it out on my own. And I definitely would not be waiting for January or February or some arbitrary month. Okay? Because here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. Most people are not failing because they're lazy or unmotivated. They're failing their fitness journey because they don't know what they don't know, right? And the New Year's or 2026, 2027 will not magically fix that, right? So the real problem that nobody talks about is most adults, and this is something I've seen after doing coaching over 2,000 clients, having done over 6,000 consultations. I can tell you most adults think that fitness is simple. They just assume it's just eat less, move more, and that's it. You gotta just stay motivated. It sounds really good in theory, but in practice, what people don't know is how much protein they should be eating, how much carbs and fats, macros should be eating, how to structure a week of exercises, how to structure a week of training, how to make progress on their exercises without getting hurt, how to work around their injuries, how to eat for fat loss without tanking your energy. If you come from a different culture, right, how to eat cultural foods while still staying in a caloric deficit, how to adjust when life happens, how to adjust when your work has you traveling for 2 weeks at a time, how to, adjust fitness when you're on vacation, what to do when stress hits. That's what most people do not know how to do. But that's the stuff you need to know. Otherwise, eat less, move more, sounds good in theory, but nobody can actually stick to it. And we have almost 39-40% of population that is obese and probably 50% that is at least overweight, right? So you see how the nuanced knowledge, the step by step is what you don't know. And that's why you are stuck and you continue to stay stuck. Now, what most people do actually, right? So what they don't know and then what they do is they guess. They start guessing. Right? They start copying some random Instagram's workout, right? Some random influencer's exercise routine. And then they dabble just a little bit, just some dabbling here and there, right? Try this workout today, try the other one tomorrow, try this diet today, try another one next week. And then guessing your way through fitness is why most people don't lose weight. And matter of fact, 89% of them gain it all back. So even if they lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds by quitting carbs or something, they gain it all back. So if I was restarting from scratch, this would be step one for me, okay? Number one, I would stop trying to be my own coach, okay? This is where most people's ego gets in the way. So they'll hire accountants for taxes. They'll hire mentors for business. They'll hire tutors for their kids. They'll go to a business school to learn business. But for fitness, suddenly everybody wants to do it themselves. They're like, I already know how to do it. I already know how to do it. I'm like, you clearly don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't be this out of shape and you wouldn't be this overweight, right? Like, the results don't make sense. If somebody came up to you and they're like, I'm the best business person in the world, and they were still working a job, wouldn't you be suspicious? Wouldn't you be like, yeah, how? You still have that job that you don't like. You've never built a business and you think you're the best business person. It makes no sense. Same thing happens in fitness. We're like, yeah, I know everything about health and nutrition. I'm like, yeah, but yet you look like you're 90 pounds overweight. How is that making sense, right? So for fitness, everybody all of a sudden wants to do it themselves. They're like, yeah, I already know how to do it. I'm like, no. The reality is you don't need more information. What you are missing right now is better execution and feedback. And that's what a coach actually gives you, right? So I'll walk you through the 3 pillars that are really in Training with the Titans in our coaching program or Muslim Fitness Method. We teach this stuff a lot, right? So the 3 pillars I would lock in immediately and why most people mess them up. Number 1 is nutrition. So this is where most people are the most confused, right? So most beginners think nutrition means cutting out carbohydrates, cutting out bread, cutting out rice, skipping meals, doing intermittent fasting, trying to eat clean, going ketogenic, going carnivore, all these random diets, right? And basically just, like trying these little tips and tricks with no system. That's wrong, right? What I would do instead is I would learn to have protein targets, right? Like how much protein should I be eating? What is it, chicken? Is it beef? Based on my culture, like which one do I prefer? Learning portion control, learning how calories actually work, learning how to eat for fat loss without binging later, right? Because you can maybe intermittent fast through the first half of the day, but the second half you're binging on nuts or you're binging on snacks and you're binging on this. Like that's why you're not making progress, right? So most people, what they do is they either over restrict and burn out, or they under track and never lose weight. Here's the benefit of having a coach. A coach removes that guesswork, right? So having a personal trainer, nutrition coach, somebody on your side, somebody to hold you accountable, a coach just removes that guesswork. Okay, so that's number one, nutrition. You don't know what you don't know. And instead of having to figure it out on your own and maybe wasting months, if not years, like you already have, hiring a coach will get you more progress in weeks than you have on your own in years, right? So that's number one. A coach just removes the guesswork. Number two is training. So the first pillar was nutrition. Second pillar is training. So this is where most people are completely lost, matter of fact, because let's be real. Most people have no idea how to exercise properly. They walk on treadmills for hours. They do random machines. They pretty much avoid strength training because they're afraid they will get injured, which is right? You need to learn that stuff. And then they follow TikTok workouts with zero progression. There's no tracking. There's no this is the first exercise. This is how I warm up. This is how I cool down. So the truth is, when you do these random things in random order, you don't build any muscle. And when you don't build any muscle, you have to realize that muscle is what keeps the weight off. And random workouts do not build any muscle. So if I were restarting, I would lift weights, 3 to 4 times a week. I would follow a progressive plan. I would keep track of the exercises I'm doing. And then I would focus on form and technique and actually learn and become a student of the game and actually improve there, right? And the best part is, another bonus for coaches here, when you have a coach, they shorten this years of trial and error and they make it happen in weeks, if not months, right? So that's the best part. You're paying for access and you're paying to reduce that time it would take you on your own. So we talked about nutrition that the coach can help with because they'll remove the guesswork, or you can waste years just doing random shit. Or you hire a coach, same thing. With the workout, they'll help you there as well. Instead of you randomly doing exercises, making no progress, a coach will shorten those years of trial and error into weeks, if not months. Now, number 3 is accountability. Accountability is the real game changer. This is the part most people underestimate the most because everybody's got their Aunt Susie who's also trying to lose weight. And they're like, yeah, my cousin and I are doing this weight loss challenge. And the cousin is overweight. We're overweight. Cousin drops off on week 3, you drop off on week 4, and then nobody makes any progress, right? And there's so many stupid little programs like that. But at the end of the day, this is where most people underestimate the most. Professional accountability is very different than one of your friends or your overweight aunt trying to keep you accountable. It just doesn't work. It's kind of like two homeless people trying to teach each other financial advice. It just doesn't work. So at the end of the day, accountability is not motivation. You know what accountability is? Accountability is structure under pressure, right? Because when you're tired, you're busy, you're traveling, you're stressed, you won't rise to your goals. As a matter of fact, you'll forget about your goals. What actually happens is you'll fall to your systems. Meaning a coach, when you have a coach, they keep you consistent when the motivation dies. They will adjust the workouts or the meal plan when life happens. And then they'll stop the small slip-ups from becoming big derailments. Meaning instead of one bad day or 2 bad days turning into a whole week or a whole month, a coach will help you catch that so you bounce back much faster. That's why coached people win long term. So people who have coaches, personal trainers, nutrition coaches win long term almost every single time versus people trying to do it on their own or people just winging it or thinking they'll figure it out on their own, never actually figure it out, right? Because this weight loss thing is harder than you think it is, right? Because if it was easier, everybody would be walking around with six-pack abs and like amazing bodies, but that's not the case, right? So here's why online coaching is the cheat code. Because what online coaching does better than anything else is your fitness goes where you go. So if you're traveling, we got you covered. We'll build you workouts they can do in a hotel gym or in your hotel room. Home workouts, we can do that as well. Busy schedule, we can adjust the plan as well. You don't have a gym, no problem. You want to go to a gym, we can also do that, right? So with online coaching being the cheat code, that's the first thing I would do. If I was restarting my fitness, I would go back and do exactly what I did. I hired an online fitness nutrition coach who taught me the ropes. I worked with them for 6 months, and that really catapulted my whole fitness journey, right? So when you work with an online coach, fitness becomes a lifestyle, not a location, right? So instead of, oh, I'm not at the gym, I cannot exercise today. It's like, no, we can exercise even when you're traveling, right? It becomes that the system that you have built will travel with you. And that's how the results stick. Because if you want the body the majority of people don't have, if you want to be lean, lose the belly fat, and actually get stronger, fitness has to kind of become your lifestyle. Otherwise, you'll never get there, right? So that's number one. And then just to sum it up, hopefully you guys are getting my passion and my point here. The thing is, the hard truth about 2026 or any New Year's is that if you don't change how you eat, how you train, how you exercise, and how you stay accountable, then 2026 will look exactly like every other year in the past. Because you've had goals in the past, you did not achieve them. So over time, like, it's going to keep repeating itself. So something has got to change, because nothing changes if nothing changes. Matter of fact, I have another really good quote I heard recently on a Netflix show, which was really good, which says, what you're not changing, you are choosing. So if you're not changing your fitness routine, you're not hiring an online coach, or, you're not getting help, you're literally choosing to stay exactly the same. And that's what happens to most people. They stay exactly the same. Year after year, their body looks the same. They look overweight. They cannot lose weight. No matter all of their, desperate attempts, they don't make any progress. So if I was restarting my fitness journey today, I would hire a coach. I would build systems. I would get their help. I would do the weekly check-ins every single week with them. I would follow what the coach says. I would stop listening to everybody else. I would stop guessing, and I would start now, right? As soon as possible, instead of waiting till January or February or March or the next year or the year after that, right? So that's exactly what we do at Training with the Titans. You can go to our website, twtt.us, and then click to become a client. Just fill out a quick application, and then we can talk about your exact situation and see if we can help you. But overall, trying to do it alone, especially if you've been struggling for a while, don't do that. I think it's much smarter to get help, right? Pay some money and actually get better results, and actually get results that you can stick with, as opposed to doing another random free thing from TikTok and not getting anywhere. Because so many people, like, if all of that free stuff worked, you guys would already be in shape, but you're not, right? So at the end of the day, we'll show you exactly how to build the nutrition, training, exercise, weekly accountability, daily messaging support, all of that stuff that actually works, that has worked for 2,000 of our clients, right? So at the end of the day, no fluff, no confusion. We focus on results, and that's where a coach can really help you. So if I was restarting my fitness journey, I would literally do exactly what I did 10 years ago when I started my fitness journey, which was hire an online fitness coach, because it is the best hack. Having the best support, having the coach on your side, getting the workouts built for you, getting the exercise plan, getting the nutrition plan, having weekly accountability, daily check-ins, all of that stuff just sets you up for success like nothing else in the world does. So hopefully this works. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or Facebook. It's just Moegias, Moegias. We'll be happy to help. Just mention that you listen to this podcast, and I will take care of you. Or if you want to just directly go and book a call, just go to twtt.us, which is just short for Training with the Titans, twtt.us, and then there'll be a link to become a client. Click the link, fill out a quick application, pick a time to talk to us, and then me or one of my coaches will jump on a quick one-on-one call with you. We'll get to know you better, and then see if we can help you. And if we can talk more about pricing and the actual program. But overall, happy to help. And if you're a Healthy Systems listener, I appreciate you. Let's keep sharing, keep subscribing, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. One, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Moegaius, MOEG as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.